Hey there everybody, my name is Keno, and welcome back to our Butte Bandits expansion mode franchise series. Now, in the last episode, we shaped the future of our forward core. As I said in the title of the video, we drafted our future captain probably in Cooper Appleby. He was a stellar pick. Now, there was also Terrell McCardle, who was great, and we could have got him instead of Dominic Pruka, but as I even said in the last video, their stats weren't too dissimilar. It was pretty much just one or two, maybe three attribute differences that made Terrell McCardle an 83 instead of Dominic Pruka's 82. I'm not too upset about losing out on Terrell McCardle. I think Dominic Pruka is still going to be a star for us, and Cooper Appleby is going to be an absolute game breaker for us. And with that in mind, our forward core is relatively shaped. I don't think we need to go hand out any big contracts in free agency and deal with anything like that. I think we gotta add some depth maybe, but more so depth on the defensive end than depth on the forward core. If you look at this, we also have to get star Maxwell Ellison some games this season, but if you look at this forward core, we're looking pretty good. And then the defensive core, obviously we know that we have our top four, Montour, Pesce, Miller, and Girard. But as I said at the end of the last video, we have to keep in mind that Montour and Pesce are getting up there in the years. They both are still high overalls, and Montour has insane value. Both of them still signed for 4 more years after this, or 3 more years after this one. But there is an argument to be made that maybe we keep an eye on what the trade market is for these two star defenders. More so Montour than Pesce because his value is insane. I know if I were to shop him right now, there'd be no offers because he is so valuable and so expensive. Pesce, on the other hand, might get something, and he does. And obviously the Carolina Hurricanes are looking at him back for Logan Hensler in a second. Jordan Gavin from the Islanders. Thomas Hertl, no. Cairo, that's interesting, but no. JT Miller, no. Yeah, so right off the bat, 2 great offers here. Logan Hensler would be great for us, and Jordan Gavin would be great for us. I don't think it's the time to pull the trigger on one of these trades. The team, although it's been struggling for 2 years now, I don't think it's necessarily panic time yet. I think this season might be a bit of a turnaround season for us, or at least I hope it will be. I mean, look here, we have so much depth at forward that I don't see a point in adding somebody. I will be adding some defensemen, preferably some bottom pairing defensemen. I was talking about Alexiak and Myers, and I think I might just go through with that. Yes, Matejchuk and Norlander are available, but they're RFAs, and I just don't want to hand out that money. There are some obviously good defenders, but I don't think we're in a position where we can throw money at the problem yet. I think we're still trying to figure out this team. Now, Myers wants 1 year, Alexiak wants 3. I'm pretty certain that I'm going to sign both of them to a 1-year deal. Alexiak, again, not great offensive rating, but his defensive category and physical category are all we need. And then Myers is more well-rounded, not the greatest senses. His defense is pretty decent, his physical category also pretty decent, and his puck skills are pretty decent. I think they're perfect bottom pairing defenders. We have some cap space to throw around in 15 million, so we're going to throw that at them. Not going to give them too much. 1 year, 2.75 million for Myers, and probably the same 1 year, 2.75 for Jamie Alexiak. And we will have the tallest third pairing in the NHL, and possibly NHL history. I don't know. You guys got to look at the stats for me. Also, quick shameless plug. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you're liking these videos, especially the Butte Bandits series. It's one of my favorite ones to record. I am loving them. I'm loving everything I'm putting out right now. But that all aside, we're going to get back to what we're going to add offensively. Now, I know I said that I wasn't looking at bringing in anybody. There are some, obviously, like, good options. Oliver Bjorkstrand has a great offensive category, and his skating is looking great too. Even that shooting category is good, but I don't think I need to add him. I don't think I need any game breakers. Even Patrick Laine, 30 goals last season, only asking for 4.475 million. That's pretty good. Again, I don't think I'm looking at offensive. I'm looking at defensive options. Boone Jenner is a great two-way forward. I think it's hard to deny that he might be a very integral piece for us for at least this season possibly, so I'm going to give him 1 year at 2.5 million. Again, we're handing out 1 year contracts, so if it doesn't work out, we flip him, and we have players coming up, so we don't necessarily need them past the 1 year that we're offering them. There was another player I was looking at. Yes, Yakov Trenim. Now, we tried to go after him in our first free agency, but he did decline. He had a bad season last season. He's dropped a bit in overall. He's listed as a depth forward currently, so I think we could possibly get him 1 year, 2.5 million. If he doesn't fit into the roster, he doesn't. We signed him down to the minors, and he's a good option there. Another one that I was looking at was Connor Garland. Now, his defensive category is decent, 85 defensive awareness, 91 stick checking is the big one there. His speed category is insane. He's got a good physical category, but it's the fact that he can play up in the lineup if I need him to. He's listed as the third line checking forward, and I find that they are fine playing on the fourth line most of the time. He had 28 points for the LA Kings last season. In his season before that, though, with the Vancouver Canucks, 126 hits, 68 takeaways, over 50 giveaways. Those are pretty decent stats. If you know anything about me, I like those stats. He did play fourth line for the Kings last year and got 28 points doing that. So I think Connor Garland will be the final forward that I give a contract to. Now, the Flyers are interested, so it's going to be a little hard. We are going to give out... He is looking for a little bit of term, but again, I'm kind of stuck on giving 1 year contracts out. So we're going to give 1 year, $2.5 million. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, we flip in the trade deadline. Aside from that, I think we're all set. We could bring Radek Faksa back. He did pretty bad for us last season, if I'm being honest. He did pick it up with the Red Wings, so maybe there's some merit in him. Scott Lawton is another person that I was looking at. Again, insane defensive category. And you know what? We have the ability. I'm going to give them both a 1 year contract, $2 million each. And I know I'm spending a lot of money, but it might work out. 1 year, $2 million each. And then I will just fill up the rest because we need a lot of defense, honestly. So I'm going to go just to defense, and we're going to go two-way only. Highest overall two-way contracts. Nyazov is going to get a contract, 1 year, $850,000. I like Gleason. We're going to give Gleason a contract, 1 year, $850,000. And one more, I think we'll do it. Sorry for all the clicking. Maybe Travis Dermott. Travis Dermott could be fun. He had a lot of points last season for the Tucson Roadrunners, and the season before that. Yeah, we're gonna give him that final spot because he could light it up for us. We're gonna give him full because the Rangers are also interested in him, and maybe that works out. Maybe that works out. If we miss out on him, that would kind of suck. I don't think we need a goalie, but I do like Talon Boyko, so I'm just gonna offer him something. If he doesn't accept, he doesn't accept. And that'll be it for us in free agency. Again, I didn't want to make any like big moves because we have big players on this team. I mean, we just acquired Pierre-Luc Dubois, and we haven't really seen him in full season action yet. We're still listed as conservative buyers. And then expiring this year for contracts will be Sam Girard. He does want to extend with us. What's he looking at? $7 million. Okay, now he's done very well for us, if I'm being completely honest. 56 points this season, 62 points the season before. He's been a stable minute munching defenseman for us. Now he does give the puck away a lot, and he doesn't really make up for it. That's the typical offensive defenseman mold. I don't mind the $7.15 million. I think I'd rather give him 3 years, and we'll do 3 years, $6.5 million. If he accepts that, it'd put him on par with everyone else, like Keandre Miller, Brett Pesce, and Brendan Montour. Sorry, my brain blanked for a second there. I just got off work, I got home, and I immediately got to recording. So forgive me if I have any stutters or stammers or blubs, you know. William Carey, I'm not too concerned about losing him. John Beecher is one that I want to extend right now if I can, and he's not looking for too much. Now, it might sound insane. I kind of want to give him long term. I think we'll start a new wave of contracts. Actually, I think we already have a new wave of contracts. Hold on a second. Let me see what the longest contract is, because I like to keep them all lined up. So Shabrikov, after this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I think Shabrikov does hold the longest contract on the team currently. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. 5 years, because it's only 4 years for Dubois after this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So Shabrikov currently holds the longest. So we're going to give Beecher a 5-year, $2.5 million deal. 5-year, $2.35 million. If he accepts it, that's great. If he doesn't, that's going to suck. Akil Thomas, I haven't seen him in the NHL yet. I'm going to give him 2 years, $850,000. That actually works out for me. Buy out 2 years of his restricted free agency. Jacob Rowe has struggled. We're still going to give him a contract just to get this done and over with, so I don't have to deal with it at the end of the year. Felice Robert, again, we're going to keep our AHL squad together. Daniil Yurov, this one's a little interesting because he hasn't played in the NHL yet, but he's got really good potential. He did great in the AHL last season. It really depends. If I can extend him now, that'd be great. Even 2 years, $1.5 million. Yeah, finish up his RFA status with a nice little 2-year extension, hopefully. Benning, he's not going to be asking, or not Benning. Hall's not going to be asking too much. We're going to give him that. Benning, I want to get him in the NHL this season if I can. So that might knock one of Myers or Alexiak out of spot. Aside from that, I think we're pretty good to go. Duclair's going to need a new contract. Harvey Pinard's going to need a new contract. Coleman is going to be a flippable asset. He did great for us last season. Again, great defensive metrics, and then 42 points for us in 82 games, so over half a point per game. He's not asking for too much, but he's 33, and we're going to look to move a little younger next season. So I think that's it. I've offered out some scouting contracts because, as I've said in the other videos, in my Montreal Canadian series, if you're not watching that, go check it out. First video is on the channel already. I think we're up to episode 6 now there. There's a playlist and everything. You'll find it. As I said in that series, though, after the second draft, like the second year draft, so the 2025 draft for NHL 24, that's usually when the good scouts all hit the market. You'll have a lot of A's, a lot of B's, B minuses, and you'll be able to really pick up your scouting. So I offered a lot of scouts some contracts, and then I offered some coaches a contract. Now I messed up because I offered 2 coaches the position of head coach. One of them being Caden Ashton from last season, our original head coach. He had really good chemistry with the team, a 61 overall in the chemistry department. The other coach I offered had a 56. So we'll see what happens. I still want to get both of them on the roster if I can. I think I might lose on the one though. But let's jump ahead here, see who signs with us. Jeff Hatcher. Okay, so that was the guy. Caden Ashton does accept. They both have the same face. That's interesting. I'm going to quickly speed through all of these scout contracts, and I'll be right back with you. All right, we get an offer for Pontus Holmberg, a second and a third for Holmberg, a third and a fourth. I can't say no to that, honestly. Holmberg hasn't been too stellar for us, has he? I'm going to take a look at his stats quickly. He's been great in the AHL, if I'm not mistaken. 6 points in 22 games with us, 50 and 60 with the Burnaby Aces. 30 in his first season with us. I don't know. It's hard to say. How did he do defensively for like the metrics? Yeah, he's a good metrics guy. 2 years, 1 million left on his contract. You know what? A second and a third. Let's try to add up. We're gonna agree with that one. All right. Another day. There's gonna be a lot more scout contracts. Dallas Bentley does accept the NHL head coach role, so that's great. He's the other guy that I was looking at. I offered him the sun and the moon to sign with us, and he took it, so that's great. He is now the Butte Bandits head coach. Again, I'm gonna flip through all these, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I offered another coach and contract out. Now it's time to see if we get any of the free agents we offered contracts to. Boone Jenner accepts. Radek Fox is back with the team. Yakov Trenin finally accepts the offer 2 years after we initially approached him. Scott Lawton signs. Travis Dermott took our offer. Tyler Myers accepts. Connor Garland accepts. And Alexiak doesn't think we're going to win, so he doesn't want to sign. All right. Benjamin Gleason does sign. Mike Benning accepts the contract extension. Akil Thomas accepts the contract extension. Curtis Hall accepts. John Beecher accepts that long-term contract we handed him. Jacob Perot accepts. Nizov accepts. Felix Robert accepted, and Talon Boyko accepted, and Danilia Yurov took the extension. Holy crap, that was a lot of names. I forgot how many contracts we offered out. Now, I know I could leave it at that, and I probably will. I might not actually bring in Alexiak after all. I would like to, but I'd have to make a trade to do it, actually. So that's a little bit of a bummer. Is there anybody that I can quickly send out the door? Comfer is at an all-time low in value. That's really unfortunate. He did terribly with us last season. I don't think anyone will take him on. No. Logan Brown, anybody want you? Yes, you are out the door. Let's see if I can get anything good. It's all just fifths if I'm moving him out for a pick. So we're just going to take the Nashville Predators pick here and send him out to the Preds. And then we will give Alexiak a contract. If he accepts it, that's great. If he doesn't, well, bummer. So we're going to give Alexiak 1 year, 2.75 again. If he takes it, he takes it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. He's probably going to turn it down because it's not been a long enough time, but we'll see. Sam Girard. Okay, Jeff Hatcher has gone somewhere else, but he hasn't, so I'm going to give him another contract. And Sam Girard does take the contract extension, so that's great. And there it is. Hatcher didn't accept the contract, but superstar, now turned coach, Alex Ovechkin, will be our NHL associate coach instead. I think that's a pretty good compromise, in my opinion. We also brought in Brennan Rekas as a B+, I think, goalie coach. So that's going to help a lot. Now let's see if Alexiak signs. And he does. Wow. Not a single thing changed with the term or the money offered, but it was most generous. Interesting. So let's jump to the regular season, or to the start of the season, get the lines done. Oh, hold on, trade here. Teuvo Teravainen to the Nashville Predators along with the 7th for a second-round pick, another second-round pick, and Cody Glass. That's a pretty decent trade. I think Pittsburgh might win that one, honestly, with the 2 second-round picks, as long as they hit with those. All right, gonna jump to the beginning of the season, take a look at the lines, and I'll be right back with you. All right, now let's take a look at how all of our players have progressed through the off season, and then I'll show you what I've done with the lineups to start the season. Now, for goalies, we didn't have a lot of growth. Gustafsson still at 86, Hrabal still at 78, and Trey Augustine still at 78. We have Bussy and Boyko manning the AHL lineups behind Augustine. So we're going to hope to get some development out of Trey Augustine. He is listed as a high starter, and he's only 20 years old at a 78, so he could become we do have a pretty good goaltending pipeline still, even after giving up Dustin Wolf last season. And we can't forget that we have Lance Russo as a prospect still. Looking great. Defensively in the minors, we have Maniscalco, Ball, Dermott, Nizov, Benning, Gleason, and Odelius. So they're all pretty much depth or top 2 defense. The pipeline is there. The pipeline is there. In the NHL, though, we have Montour, Pesce, Miller, Girard, Myers, and then this shocker with Jack Thompson is now listed as a top 6 low elite defender. He is ready for NHL ice time, and his categories for a rookie guy who only 23 years old, they're not bad. I'm going to get him some NHL ice time this season, even if it means that Tyler Myers or Alexiak have to sit, because he is listed as a left-right defender, even though he's right-handed. So it's pretty good there. As for right wingers, Yurov jumped to an 82, so he is NHL ready, even though he's listed as a depth forward. So he's going to get some chances in the preseason, and maybe to start the season. If it doesn't work out, then he'll be sent back down. As for in the minors, Sokolov is also ready as a 4th liner, but he did great for us. Same with Perot, he did great in the minors, so we're going to keep him down there. And Constant Hellenius now is 76, so he's not too far away. Probably next season he'll make the jump to the NHL. Starting to get a little clogged down the pipelines there. Now, Raphael Harvey-Pinard and William Carrier found themselves as kind of on the outs. They same with AJ Greer. They're all going to be starting the year in the AHL. If things go wrong for our players in the NHL, then they'll probably be the first call-ups. And yes, Maxwell Ellison's only a 69 overall. He's now 20 years old. He is going to get a lot of ice time this season, and hopefully he blows up. It's just not looking good for our former 9th overall pick. Center-wise, Akil Thomas does find himself in the minors. He has great stats, especially in that defensive category, so if I need to call someone up, he might be the first choice. Yakov Trenin, as I said, he just didn't find himself in the lineup, so I sent him down. And then JT Compher, that was probably one of my worst trades that I made, but I did make up for it by sending out Kurashev and Foxa, to get the picks back. So it's unfortunate that he didn't pan out. Maybe he'll bounce back, but with 1 year left on his contract, it doesn't really matter that much. In the NHL, we'll take a look. Dubois 85, Krebs still in 84, Cooper Appleby still in 83, and then everyone didn't really change there. Beecher didn't change either. Shabrikov up to an 84, Duclair an 84, Pruka still an 82, so nobody really changed in the forward core. And so let's jump into how our lines look. Now, the top line, I have Peyton Krebs with Pierre-Luc Dubois and Brock Besser. Now, Krebs had a pretty rough season last season defensively. I'm hoping he can bounce back this season. If not, he will be out the door. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I was so disappointed with him last season. I'm surprised I didn't send him out last season like I did Kurashev. Second line, we have Pruka, Appleby, and Shabrikov. That's the rookie line, okay? The average age is like 20 years old there. I'm excited to see how they can produce. I'm a little nervous that they're going to be a really big negative line, though. So we'll have to see. Third line will be Duclair, Jenner, and Yurov. Now, Yurov is going to get some ice time, but again, if it doesn't pan out, he's one of the first ones down. And then the fourth line will be Lawton, Coleman, and Garland. Actually, we're going to do Coleman, Lawton, Garland. And I think that they're pretty, like, this bottom six here is pretty decent. I wouldn't mind moving Garland up to the third. I wouldn't mind starting this line as the starting line. It doesn't bother me either way. I want to get Duclair some ice time, but we'll see. And then defensively, Keandre Miller with Brandon Montour, Sam Girard with Brett Pesce, and Alexiak and Myers will start as the third pair for our team. Again, they're monstrous, so hopefully they can shut down the opposition. We'll see. And then again, obviously, Gustafsson and Hrabal in net. Now, Hrabal is a monster goalie at 6'6", so maybe that'll make up. He's only 20 years old, just like Trey Augustine, so we'll have to see how it goes. I haven't done the AHL lines. I'll quickly tinker with those. Again, we need to get... Greer's probably going to sit for Maxwell Ellison, and we need to get Ellison in the lineup not once, but twice. So I'm probably going to take out Oscar Bach as well and get Maxwell Ellison on both lines there. Aside from that, I'm not sure if anybody... Oh, never mind. We have quite a few players who need to be in the lineup. JT Comfort. I don't care if you don't play hockey for our team anymore. You can sit at home. That's plainly it. I'm ashamed of how badly I did in that trade. Henry Niikanen isn't looking too bad either. If we have to sell off players this season, we have so much ability to just call up rookies. It's actually quite awesome. I want to get Constantinius some good ice time, so we'll put him on the top line with Ellison and Thomas there. And then defensively, yeah, we got everyone that we really need to, I think. Yeah, Gleason's scratched, so that's it. So I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this lineup here. We're gonna get started with the preseason, and then we'll... Oh, hold on. I gotta do edit lines, go back to the NHL, go back, and I gotta do the jerseys and the captains. Gotta make sure there's no captain yet, because we're not ready for one. No, Montour will not be the captain. He won't even be an assistant. Pesci, Miller, and again, I'm not a big fan of bringing in a player and giving them assistant or anything like that. I don't want to give Coleman one because he's going to be gone at the end of the season. Dubois is going to be here for a bit. So I think it will be Pierre-Luc Dubois who gets the third letter here. Aside from that, I don't really see anyone who needs to have their number changed around too much, and it's not really going to affect us. Yurov, 31, not going to happen. You're going to be 81. See, that's one thing I do commonly. I say I'm not going to do something, and then immediately do it. Aside from that, Jack Thompson, you're not going to be 30. You're going to be, let's give you 7. I don't like to usually give out like lower numbers to rookies. I usually like to give them bigger numbers. So actually, we're gonna do that. We're gonna give him 57, and then once... Oh no, we're not. That's Myers. We're gonna give him... We're gonna have a fun number. We're gonna give him 77. Jack Thompson, give me number 77 for the team. We'll see what happens there. I think we're ready to go. I'm gonna sim through the preseason to the regular season and see how the team does. Okay, preseason's done, and we struggled through it. So that's, if the preseason is any indicator for how the team's going to do in the regular season, well, there's a positive and a negative. Brandon Montour looks like he's going to bounce back and have an amazing season. The team doesn't look like it's going to do too good. This is great. We're going to start the regular season in this video, though. I'm not going to leave you guys waiting. We're going to jump in and see just how the Butte Bandits do in their first game of the season against the Chicago Blackhawks. Let's see what happens here. Oh, I'm gonna pause it. I don't want to jinx myself. I have so much faith in this team, and they keep letting me down. I'm a fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm familiar with being let down by a team that I love. I've made this team. I drafted this team. I did everything possible for this team so far, and they just consistently let me down. Please, I want the narrative to change this season. I don't want this to be a 25-year mode where I never make the Stanley Cup Finals or never win a cup. I want to win a cup with this team. I need the Butte Bandits to win a cup. I need them to. I need it. Let's go. First period. Oh, come on. Okay, shots are 19-5 for the Blackhawks. Kevin Korchinski gets them on the board. Gustafson's getting run out of the building. He is, he's getting shot left, right, and center. He can turn his back, and he's probably going to get shot there. It's insane. Okay, second period. Okay, we kind of fight back. Cooper Appleby gets his first NHL goal, and Nikita Shigabrikov gets us on the board first. I stumbled there because I was so shocked. Bedard gets 2 goals for the Blackhawks, though. Shots are 33-15. Let's see. Can Cooper Appleby fight back and take this team from the bottom to the top? Third period coming up. We're going to slow sim this one, see if the team can dig out of this hole. We're only down by 1 now, so it's pretty good. And Alexiak, of all people, get us on the board and tied up, and we have a power play following that right up. Are we actually going to win our first game of the season? I think we won the first game last season. Oh, Pierre-Luc Dubois gets us ahead. 4-3. We are trying to catch up in the shots, but the Blackhawks just keep throwing them at us. But we still prevail. We come from behind, and the veterans get it done in the end. We win 4-3 in our season opener. That's great. Was that also our home opener? I can't tell if that was our home opener, but what a great way to start the season. 2 points for Pierre-Luc Dubois, and that makes me happy. That makes me happy. Sam Reinhart could never. Sam Reinhart could never. Watch, though. Watch. We're going to face him here, and he's going to light us up. He is going to light us up, all right? I'm going to slow sim this one just for that reason, so I can see how badly he torches us. All right, period 1 against the Columbus Blue Jackets and Sam Reinhart. Let's see what happens. And I don't know what happened there, but that looked like a heavy scoring period. Let's see. Oh, we light them up. Dubois gets us on the board first and early, followed by Besser, Garland, and then Cooper Appleby gets his second of the season after Liam Foudy tries to fight back for the Blue Jackets. We only have 12 shots, but 4 goals. They have 16, but 1. So Gustafsson, he's doing hella good for us. He's doing hella good for us. I told you that he could handle the workload that we're going to put on him. Second period, do I jinx him there? And does he let in like 5 goals? Second period? Nope. Nope, but Tarasov is Swiss cheese for them. Besser gets another one, and another one finishing the hat trick, and then Boone Jenner fights back against his former team. I forgot that we had him for a second. Novikov tries again to get the Blue Jackets in the game, but it's too little too late. Shots are 25-23 in favor of us, and score is 7-2 in favor of us. That's looking pretty good. Third period, let's just quickly sim this one. They get one more from Tessier. Gustafsson still had a 900 save percentage because they had 38 shots on net. They fought hard in that third period, but he shut the door. Let's look at our 3 stars of the game. Besser with 3 goals and assists, Montour with 3 assists, and Dubois with 2 points. Oh, let's quickly see. I'm gonna check the goalie stats quickly. So 921 save percentage. That's great. And you know I have to see it. You know I have to check. How did he do? Sam Reinhart, 16 minutes of ice time. 2 shots, no goals, no assists, even plus minus. No hits, nothing. I think we won that trade. I'm gonna say it. I think we won that trade. What do you guys think? Do you think we won? I think we won. Let's go through the next few games here. Quick sim them. Against the St. Louis Blues, we are on a 2-game heater to start the season. I don't want to jinx it, but we're doing pretty. I can feel the hope. I can feel the hope. My heart's like boom, boom, boom. Game 3 against the St. Louis Blues. And we win it 3-2. Dubois got 5 points in 3 games, including 3 goals in 3 games. It's early to start the season, but this is looking good. Game 4 against the Predators. 5-2 win. Montour with 6 assists through 4 points. 6 assists through 4 games. Now leads the teams in points. We're at the Butte Whole Foods Center against the Florida Panthers, who are off to a rocky start. Game 5 of the season. I don't care about the scouting right now. A 5-2 win. We may have finally done it. We're going to go through the next 5 games and see what happens, and then quickly recap how the points are doing. And that'll probably end out this video. Against the Winnipeg Jets here, let's see. A 6-3 win. Okay, now I don't like to start goalies back to back usually, so I will be putting Hrabal in his first taste of the NHL. And yes, Gustafsson, 6 games, 6 wins, 920 save percentage. It's shocking he doesn't have a shutout yet, but also he's getting pelted with shots left, right, and center every game. So let's see. Game 6, we're going to slow sim Hrabal's first game against the Carolina Hurricanes here. Hopefully he can give us a win. I'm not going to be upset if we lose this one. Not too upset. I'm going to be a little upset, but not too upset. Period 1. No. Svechnikov, Bunting, and Aho get the Carolina Hurricanes on the board. Shots are 21-9. So our elite defensive core is elitely letting us down somehow. I don't get it. Second period, do we fight back? We do a bit. Krebs and Appleby get on the board. But Jokiharju and Bailey already put them up 5-0 at that point. Shots are 30-23 in favor of the Hurricanes. Third period, I'm going to quick sim this one because this one just looks over. Oh, we fight back. Yurov, I think that might be his first NHL goal. And Connor Garland. But it's too little too late. One more goal and we would have tied it up. But we could not beat Wedgwood for the 5th time. Scores 5-4 to end that one. We lose our first game of the season in the second half of a back-to-back with our rookie goalie starting, and that's a rough showing by Hrabal for his first game. But now he did get pelted with 40 shots. I'm going to give him one more game here against the Buffalo Sabres, then we'll throw Gustafsson back in net. I want to see if Hrabal can pull a win for us, get us a point at least. All right, first period. Not looking good. Skinner and Roslovic get the Sabres on the board. Shots are 10-8 though, so he's not getting pelted. Second period, we tie it up. Garland and Besser. Garland's been hot. Garland's been hot. I didn't expect him to be that hot. Shots are 22-16 in favor of us. We're tied going into the third period. Let's see. Quick sim. We're still tied. Coleman gets us on the board with a shorty. puts us ahead, but Skinner ties it up halfway through the third. Shots at 31-28 in favor of us still. Quicks in this third period. It's still scoreless, so you know what? Let's have some fun. Let's jump into this one, do a CPU versus CPU so I can show you guys just how interestingly our AI will play in a shootout. Do I want to give them the alternate? Nah, we'll give them the black and purple. And we'll start it up here. If you guys haven't seen the jersey yet, there it is. I think it looks pretty good. Let's see how this goes. Okay, Thompson on the ice first. And he's stopped by Hrabel. All right, now Besser on the ice. Let's see how he does against Devin Levi. Oh, toe drag, and he misses the net by like 5 feet. Dahlin in on Hrabel, and he is stopped as well. Let's see what happens. Montour on the ice. Let's see against Devin Levi, and he gets it past him. Ooh, puts us up in the shootout. Can Hrabel shut the door? And he does. He notches the win for us. I said I wanted him to get a point for us, and he does. Very neat and tidy shootout win for him. His 6'6" frame stopped all of those shooters against the Buffalo Sabres, and through 8 games, we've won 7 of them. That's a great way to start the season, honestly. Sorry if the audio was a bit messy there. I didn't prepare for how loud it was gonna be. Hrabel is gonna go back to the backup. 882 through 2 games, 388 goals against average. It's only 2 games. I'm not gonna fire him into the sun for that. Against the Anaheim Ducks, game 9 of the season. Let's see, we're top of our division right now, so it's looking good. Game 9, and it's a 4-3 overtime win. Okay, we are going up against the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are equally as hot right now through 9 games, almost equally as hot through 9 games on Halloween. We're gonna slow sim this one and see just what happens. All right, against a pretty powerful Toronto Maple Leaf team. I don't know if they've lost anyone. I don't believe they have. First period. Youch. Kampf gets 2. Hayes gets another, and Niemela gets the 4th for the Leafs in that first period. Scott Laughton gets us on the board, but it's not enough. That's 4 goals and 14 shots for Gustafsson. So finally, we see some weakness from our superstar starter. I can't shame him. Also, I have to ask, both of Kampf's goals were on the power play. He's a power play player for the Toronto Maple Leafs? Who did they lose? All right, second period. Can we get back into this one? Nope. Mitch Marner gets them up by 4 now. Scour is 5-1. Shots are 27-14. They're shutting us down with their defense. We're not shutting them down with our elite defense. Maybe a change has to be made there in the offseason. Let's see. Period 3. Quick sim it, and it's 6-1 loss. Nick Robertson gets them the final dagger. Shots were 36-27 for the Leafs. Not the way that I wanted to round out this video. That was pretty unimpressive there, honestly. But I don't have time to do any more of those games. Let's quickly go through the stats and see how people have done and see where the weak links lay. And Krebs is not one of them. He's a +9 with 7 points through 10 games, so he has bounced back, and I'm happy with that. Dubois with 7 points in 10 games, +10. So that top line, Besser with 11 points in 10 games. Top line is beautiful. Second line, 8 points in 10 games for Dominic Perka. Who would have seen that? Me. I drafted him. He's doing great. Cooper Appleby with 8 points in 10 games, also 5 goals. Both of them have identical scores. Cooper Appleby just has a bit of a higher +-. Again, that's really good production. And then Nikita Shabrikov with 8 points in 10 games. Wow, that second line is doing fantabulously. Now, I'm a little concerned about the +-. I know they're all plus right now, but with how many points they have, they're definitely on the ice for some goals against. Third line, and this is where the problem is. Duclair is not contributing with 2 points in 10 games and a -3. Budenjenner with 2 points in 10 games and a -2, and Daniil Yurov with 4 points in 10 games and a -3. So that second line is where our problem lays. Now let's look at the third line. 7 points in 10 games for Blake Coleman and a +6. Scott Laughton with 8 points in 10 games and a +7, and Connor Garland with 8 points in 10 games and a +4. I'm not letting Duclair, Jenner, and Yurov start anymore. They're going to be on the back seat. It's going to be Coleman, Laughton, Garland starting now, because they're just doing too well. Defensively, Keandre Miller with 5 points in 10 games, but an even +-, and Montour with 10 points in 10 games, -2. So maybe we got to jumble up the defensive pairings a bit. I'm not sure. Gerard with 9 points in 10 games and a +9, and Pesci with 5 points in 10 games and a +10. So they're not moving, plain and simple. And on the third pair, Alexiak has 6 points in 10 games. What the hell is going on? +7. Myers with no points through 10 games, but he's also a +7, playing 14 minutes a night. Did you guys expect that? I didn't. And goalies, Philip Gustafson with a 906 after that rough loss. 299 goals against average, 7 wins through 8 games. And again, Hrabel with an 882, 388 goals against average with 1 win through 2 games. I'm not upset. Not upset with that. I don't see anyone that needs to really come out except maybe Boone Jenner. Maybe we actually scratch Jenner and throw in John Beecher and see what happens there. Maybe that gets that line going. We'll see. Actually, we'll try that in the next video. They'll still get the starting line, and we'll see if maybe they can bounce back. Now, let's quickly take a look at the AHL and see how our star 9th overall pick, Maxwell Ellison, is doing. He's now 20 years old. Actually, I think he was at the beginning of the video. I thought he was 19 for a second. He's got 14 points in 10 games. I think he might warrant a call-up this season. I know he's only a 68 overall, but he's putting up points, and he could do good on a double line time. He's playing 28 minutes a night, so maybe that's it. Thomas with 6 points in 10 games, and Hellenius with 7 points in 10 games, so they're working well. Carrier with 15 points in 10 games, Trennan with 12 points in 10 games, and Sokolov with 13 points in 10 games, so they're really carrying the team there. Harvey Pinard's struggling even in the AHL. Lombardi with 4 points in 10 games, and Perreault with 3 points in 10 games. And then Allison doing great on the first and fourth line. And Henry Neekam with 6 points in 10 games, so not too bad. Let's see how our prospects are doing. Dermott's got to get up in the lineup because I really want him to be putting up points. I wouldn't mind like Nizov and Ball just playing those bottom pairing minutes. I don't care. Benning with 13 points in 10 games was not what I expected, but I'm not upset about it. And then Maniscalco with 10 points in 10 games. And then Trey Augustine has played all 10 games, 879. All right, Boyko. Monster goalie going into the net because Augustine's just not looking too good. But aside from that, I think that's it. That's where we're going to call this video. If you guys like this video, please leave a like down below. Don't let this be another type of content you want to see more of. Sorry for this marathon video. I know they've been a bit long lately. I'm going to try to edit down as much as I can. Hopefully, you guys don't even know what I'm talking about. It's going to be like a 22, 23-minute video, but we'll see. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This has been a blast. And in the next video, we will take the Butte Bandits all the way to the trade deadline and see if they can keep up this heat and keep up this magic that has somehow come out of freaking nowhere with Alexiak being one of the top defenders on the team. What the hell is that? Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.